We live in the age of SUVs and crossovers, and with such an impressive offer on today's market, it's not always easy to make the best choice. Every carmaker comes with a wide palette of models, of various sizes and classes, and while most of them are really good, we still want to get the best for our money. And as reading numerous reviews can be exhausting, we're here to help you make the right choice with our list of 10 outstanding SUVs you can buy in 2024. Buckle up, we're starting. Honda CR-V. It's always best to start a list with a proven vehicle, and the CR-V has always been a no-brainer. Famous for its practicality, Honda's compact SUV is also very fresh, considering that the current generation was introduced last year. It looks better than ever, but that's not even close to its best quality. The CR-V stands out in so many other ways, starting from one of the most spacious cabins in the class with plenty of passenger and cargo room. All of that's complemented by a modern-looking dashboard with a solid amount of tech and convenience features, even in the most basic variants. There's a choice between a 190 horsepower Turbo 4 and a 204 horsepower hybrid powertrain, both characterized by decent performance, fantastic refinement, and impressive reliability score. Finally, the CR-V stands out with its perfectly balanced chassis, which offers a nice blend of comfort and athleticism. The only thing you may not like is the price, considering that the CR-V is more expensive than most of its competitors, but that's for a reason. The gas-powered model starts at a little bit over $30,000. Kia Telluride. While we're talking about no-brainers, it's hard to miss the Kia Telluride. The moment it was launched, and that was 4 or 5 years ago, it won our hearts with its quality. A smooth V6 in combination with the near-luxury cabin is something you wouldn't normally expect from an SUV that starts at around $37,500, but the story doesn't end there. The Telluride is a very spacious and practical 3-row SUV, and it's really hard to find any weak spot, no matter how hard you try. For this year, the Korean carmaker even brought a couple of interesting updates. Minor exterior tweaks are there and keep the Telluride fresh looking, while it's also worth mentioning that the more rugged variants, the X-Line and X-Pro, now get a kind of glossy black exterior trim instead of dark metallic, which definitely has a positive impact on the overall aesthetics. Mercedes-Benz GLE. For anyone looking for a handsome, premium SUV, the GLE stands out as a natural choice. With its mix of gorgeous aesthetics, advanced tech features, and impressive powertrain lineup that goes from base turbo inline 4s to high-end twin-turbo V8 units. And for this year, things got even better, considering that it received a facelift. The front end has been revised with a new bumper, grille, and lighting elements, while there are also new wheels. On the inside, you can find a new steering wheel along with updated trim and color options. Finally, there's a new hybrid powertrain based on a 2-liter Turbo 4 with 381 horsepower. That's plenty enough power to move this midsize SUV with ease, while 40 miles of EV range should keep everyone away from burning gasoline during daily commuting. As for the price, base versions start a little bit under $64,000. Toyota Land Cruiser. After a short hiatus, the off-road icon is back in the US market, now smaller and more off-road ready. While the previous generation competed in the full-size segment, this one is a mid-size SUV with a significantly more efficient powertrain. Instead of the super thirsty V8, the new model utilizes a hybrid powertrain based on a Turbo 4 engine with a max output of 326 horsepower. With downsizing, the new Land Cruiser seems way more off-road capable, especially if we consider that the standard equipment includes 4-wheel drive, low-range gearing, locking differentials, and other essential off-road goodies. At the same time, the new Land Cruiser is a pretty refined machine, with a luxurious interior that appoints some pretty nice materials and features excellent build quality. All of this is complemented by very good sound insulation and a pretty spacious cabin with 3 rows of seats, which puts the Land Cruiser in the category of the most versatile SUVs you can buy today. But only if you have at least $57,500, which is how much the base model costs. VW Tiguan. If you don't care much about the badge, this is a perfect German SUV for you because it has almost everything. It's refined, quiet, and pretty engaging to drive. And now things are about to get even better because the new generation is coming. The new model brings evolutionary changes in terms of aesthetics, which is a good thing, considering that the outgoing model still looks pretty fresh. As for the new interior design, we have no doubt that the new cabin will once again offer excellent build quality, a nice selection of materials, and great overall ergonomics. The new generation will also bring big improvements in terms of tech features, considering that VW has prepared a new 15-inch infotainment screen, which will most likely be optional. Base models will likely come with a still impressive 12-inch unit. As for the powertrain, the previous generation was offered only with a 184 horsepower Turbo 4, which wasn't bad, but it felt like such a well-designed crossover deserves something more. The new generation will most likely carry on with the Turbo 4 in base variants, but various sources also suggest an optional hybrid powertrain, with more power and decent all-electric autonomy. As for the price, we expect base models to cost around $29,000. BMW X1. With the X1, the Bavarian carmaker cracked the subcompact SUV segment long ago, but the recently introduced new generation impresses even more, because you'll hardly find a premium subcompact crossover that looks amazing but at the same time offers plenty of passenger and cargo space. Furthermore, even though an entry-level BMW, it lacks nothing in terms of luxury, style, or equipment. Of course, the excellent driving experience is still in focus, and the base 2-liter 241 horsepower Turbo 4 offers solid driving dynamics. But this year, the company also introduced the M35i variant with 312 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and adaptive suspension. Moreover, this particular version also comes with various visual upgrades, including a revised grille and larger air intakes, 20-inch wheels, black exterior trim, and quad exhaust pipes. Seems plenty enough to stand out as one of the hottest small SUVs around, though with the price of around $51,500, we definitely can't call it cheap. As for the base models, they start at around $41,000. Mazda CX-90. For a long time, Mazda has been flirting with the premium segment, and with the CX-90, it looks like we could finally put it in the category of entry-level premium SUVs. As stylish as ever, now with an even more luxurious cabin design, the CX-90 utilizes a completely new platform with a longitudinally mounted engine and rear-wheel drive biased all-wheel drive system that promises an even more engaging driving experience. And while we talk about driving experience, it's impossible not to say a few words about the new powertrain, considering that the Japanese manufacturer introduced a brand new 3.3-liter inline-6 engine that comes in two variants, with 280 or 340 horsepower. Moreover, there's even a plug-in hybrid with a combined output of 323 horsepower. So it's pretty safe to say that no matter which option you choose, you can count on great driving dynamics and overall ride quality. And despite all the luxury and performance, the Mazda CX-90 still retains its mainstream price, starting slightly under $40,000. But wait, this is the era of massive electrification, so where are all the EVs on this list? Well, most of them still aren't good enough to make it, but we managed to find one, the Kia EV9, which imposes its well-rounded design and reasonable pricing. Are there any other electric SUVs that deserve to be on the list? Let us know in the comments, but for now, let's get back to Kia's electric SUV. Kia EV9. The middle class isn't particularly delighted with electric cars. They're expensive and not particularly practical, but the EV9 may change the way we look at EVs, because it looks like we finally have a true family-friendly EV. This Kia is spacious and practical, but also priced quite reasonably, with base models going around $56,500. For that money, you get a 3-row SUV that can make around 230 miles on a single charge, while the rear-mounted 215 horsepower electric motor seems capable enough to ensure decent performance. If that's not enough for you, you can pay extra for a bigger battery and count on more than 300 miles of range, or you can get a dual-motor version with 379 horsepower and enjoy impressive acceleration and overall performance. Cadillac Escalade. With its monumental size and bold aesthetics, the Escalade has always been much more than just a full-size luxury SUV. It has been and still is a pop icon, but under that shiny appearance there's also the substance. The Escalade stands out in so many different ways, and it's the most complete body-on-frame full-size SUV you can buy today. Sublime chassis and high-end interior create a perfect combo, and it's followed by a pretty impressive powertrain lineup. The base 6.2-litre V8 with 420 horsepower is a no-brainer, but the optional inline-6 turbo diesel also seems like an interesting proposal, with its mix of generous torque and good fuel economy. Finally, at the top of the offer sits the new V-Series model, with a supercharged V8 and an impressive max output of 682 horsepower. The Escalade has a lot to offer, but it's not cheap. It starts at around $84,000. Mazda CX-50. Whether you choose the CX-5 or CX-50, you won't go wrong because both are excellent SUVs. Still, we'd give the CX-50 a slight advantage as it's younger and looks a little bit fresher. Handsome styling has always been Mazda's thing, but this one also looks rugged enough for an SUV, while agile handling makes it a natural choice for anyone who prioritizes driving experience over pure practicality. Its engaging handling comes in combination with a couple of solid powertrain options. The base 4-cylinder puts out 187 horsepower and works just fine, though we would always opt for the available 2.5-litre Turbo 4 with 256 horsepower and its excellent driving dynamics. Another good thing to know is that all variants come standard with all-wheel drive, which isn't usually the case in this segment. Although not the most practical, the CX-50's interior looks pretty impressive, and its handsomeness is complemented by excellent driving position and ergonomics. For this year, Mazda did a few updates, so goodies like a 12-speaker Bose audio system and wireless charging are now available in lower trim levels as well. What do you think of our list? Did we miss something? Let us know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.